Hedgehogs are cute animals that can be found in both Europe and Asia. But did you know that they could have gone extinct 40 years ago? They were hunted for their fur, food, and as pets. Thankfully, they're now protected. So let's listen to the story of how God saved the hedgehog. It was a normal day in a forest in Germany. A mother hedgehog was looking for food to feed her babies. It had been raining a lot recently, so finding food was not easy. But after searching for some time, she finally found some worms. Excited, she took the worms home to feed her babies. When the baby hedgehogs saw the food, they started making noise. The mother hedgehog felt very happy. She knew that if she didn't find food, her babies would die. But she had managed to find food and save them. She felt like the most amazing mother in the world. After eating, one of the baby hedgehogs came close to his mother. He looked at her with his shiny eyes and asked her why there was a cross on the wall nearby. The mother hedgehog didn't pay much attention to the cross before, but when she saw the curiosity in her baby's eyes, she decided to go and take a look. As she got closer to the cross, she heard strange sounds coming from behind it. Feeling curious, she went even closer and saw something shocking. There was a group of people gathered around a fire, and in the middle of the fire was a cage with one of her babies inside. The mother hedgehog immediately ran towards the cage to try and rescue her baby. But when she got closer, she heard one of the men say, "This little animal is very cute. Let's sell it as a pet." The mother hedgehog couldn't believe what she was hearing. These people wanted to hurt her baby. Filled with anger and desperation, she started screaming at the men. But they didn't care. They continued talking about selling her baby. They didn't even care that the poor baby was crying. The mother hedgehog knew that she had to do something. If these people sold her baby, he would never be able to live freely again. The mother hedgehog thought for a moment. She knew that she wasn't strong enough to fight these people, but she also couldn't just watch them take her baby away. That's when she had an idea. She started running in circles round the cage, making as much noise as she could. She didn't stop until one of the men shouted at her, "Shut up, you stupid animal." The mother hedgehog pretended to stop, but then she started making even more noise than before. This made the men very angry. One of the men stood up and said, "That's it. I'm gonna kill this animal." The other men agreed. They didn't want to deal with the noisy hedgehog anymore. One of the men picked up a stick and walked towards the mother hedgehog. She closed her eyes and waited for the worst. But instead of feeling pain, she heard the men running away. Confused, she opened her eyes and saw that all the men had run away. She quickly thanked God for helping her. And when she turned around, she saw that her baby was gone. She searched for him everywhere, but he was nowhere to be found. The mother hedgehog was very scared. She didn't know where her baby was or if he was okay. She called out for him, but there was no reply. Just when she was about to give up hope, she heard a familiar sound. It was the sound of a bird. She looked up and saw a bird holding her baby in its beak. The bird landed on the ground and put the baby hedgehog down. It was one of the good birds that lived in the forest. It had seen what had happened to the baby hedgehog and had rescued him. The mother hedgehog was very grateful to the bird. She hugged her baby tight and thanked God for saving them both. From that day on, the mother hedgehog was even more careful. She never went far away from her babies and always protected them from danger. Now let's listen to another amazing story about a hedgehog. Once upon a time, a hedgehog was happily walking through the forest when suddenly he heard a loud crash. He stopped and listened. It sounded like someone had fallen out of a tree. Curious, the hedgehog slowly moved towards the sound. When he got closer, he saw a young girl lying on the ground. She was crying and holding her injured leg. The hedgehog felt sorry for the girl and wanted to help her, but he wasn't sure what to do. He had never met a human before and didn't know how to approach her. The hedgehog took a deep breath and slowly walked up to the girl. He looked at her with his tiny black eyes and sniffed her hand. The girl was scared at first, but when she saw that the hedgehog didn't seem to be aggressive, she calmed down a bit. The hedgehog nudged the girl's hand with his nose, trying to comfort her. She stroked his back and felt a sense of calm wash over her. She realized that the hedgehog wasn't there to hurt her and actually wanted to help. The hedgehog stayed with the girl for a while, keeping her company and comforting her. He didn't know how long he stayed there, but eventually the girl's leg felt better and she was able to stand up. The girl was very grateful to the hedgehog for staying with her and helping her feel better. She thanked him by giving him a big hug. Then she carefully stood up and limped out of the forest. The hedgehog watched her go and felt proud of himself for helping someone in need. He knew that even though he was just a small hedgehog, he could still make a difference in the world. From that day on, the hedgehog became known throughout the forest as a hero who helped the girl. The animals would gather around him and tell him how brave he was. The hedgehog would always smile and tell them that he didn't do anything special. He was just being a good friend. The hedgehog continued to live in the forest, always ready to help anyone in need. He never forgot the lesson he learned from the girl. No matter how small you are, you can still make a difference in the world. You just have to be willing to help others and be a good friend. Now let's listen to another amazing story about a hedgehog. Once upon a time, a hedgehog was walking through the forest when he came across a river. He wanted to cross the river to get to the other side, but it was too wide and deep for him to jump. The hedgehog looked around for a way to cross the river when suddenly he saw a log. He started running towards the log, hoping that he could use it to cross the river. But just as he reached the log, a family of ducks waddled onto it. The ducks were too heavy, and the log started to sink. The hedgehog quickly reacted and jumped into the water. He swam towards the ducks and managed to push them back onto the shore. The ducks were very grateful to the hedgehog for saving them. They quacked loudly to thank him and waddled away. The hedgehog shook himself dry and noticed that the log had floated back to the other side of the river. He climbed onto the log and crossed to the other side. From that day on, the hedgehog became known as a hero who saved the ducks. The animals throughout the forest admired him for his bravery and quick thinking. The hedgehog felt happy knowing that he had helped someone in need, but he never forgot the lesson he learned that day. No matter how small or insignificant you may feel, you can always make a difference in the world. You just have to be willing to help others and be a good friend. Now let's listen to one last amazing story about a hedgehog. Once upon a time, a hedgehog was relaxing in his den when he heard a knock. He opened the door and saw a rabbit outside. The rabbit was shaking and scared. He told the hedgehog that a fox was chasing him and he needed to hide. The hedgehog felt sorry for the rabbit and invited him to hide in his den. The fox arrived soon after and started searching for the rabbit, but he couldn't find him. The hedgehog and the rabbit were both relieved that the fox had given up and left. The hedgehog learned an important lesson that day. No matter how different or even scary someone may seem, it's always important to be kind and helpful. And that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed listening to the stories about the hedgehog. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Also, don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.